A lot of people are asking me, when are the end times? When is the great divide? When do we see this tipping point? Is there dystopia? Is there utopia? An event will happen in April of 2026. However, it's very similar to what happened in December of 2019. That's when COVID started, but this is not COVID, okay? This is much better. But nobody really knew what was going on until March and April of 2020, right? So an event will happen. I cannot disclose what that is in April 2026, but we will be quite aware of it, and that's the tipping point in June of 2026. I believe it's related to a new AI technology, one that just explodes and completely changes the world overnight. We think that AI is going to slowly trickle in and slowly take over our jobs, etc. But it is one catalytic event or invention or exposure of an invention that happens in April. And by June, we're kind of going to be in disbelief. Like, that ain't really. And then June comes, and we're like, yeah, here it is. This is the dystopia. We're going to feel like we're completely out of control and that we can't connect and there's no communications that are going on that's relating to us. It's just suddenly an enormous amount of powers that be, like 1,000 times more than there is now. And we're just going to feel powerless because suddenly we don't know how to live in this world. We don't know how to live in a world where everything is being taken care of for us, and that we suddenly have to twiddle our thumbs and going, what? Like, suddenly there's not going to be a need to be constantly looking up information, constantly being entertained, constantly looking for the next best way to make our future in our own careers, in our own jobs, making more money, having more wealth, having more stuff. Suddenly that's just going to be gone. And really the problem lies is because we just don't know what to do with ourselves. It's like, Mom came in and took all the toys away, and you got to go to school, and you're in kindergarten, and there's other toys to play with. And you're like, what do I do with this? Some kids absolutely love it because they're like, yay, more kids, less toys, more kids to play with. And other ones scream and shout and yell at the top of their lungs because they just don't like the change. It's like a blessing in disguise. If you're interested in more, take a look at this podcast. I just started watching it. I think I'm only like 25 minutes into it. And as you can see, it's a 2.5-hour podcast, but it's already aligning with my predictions. I apologize if it doesn't finish up that way, because as I said, I just started watching it, but it's already aligning with the predictions that I've seen. So I had to take a look at it. And this is what Chris Bledsoe, who I have a lot of respect for, says that the lady in white, the lady in blue, is going to show herself in the Easter of April of 2026. I'm not seeing anything significant in an alignment here. However, I do see Pisces, but that's the first couple of weeks of April. But there is a smaller event. There is an event that happens in April of 2026. There's no doubt about it. I think everybody's in disbelief. Everybody's like, nah, that's not really going to change the world. But then June happens. Okay, so we've got Jupiter right near the tail end of June and the beginning of July, which is going to coincide an opposition right here. See right here? It's in July of Jupiter opposing Pluto. Now, oppositions are usually negative, but not when it comes to Jupiter. It's a blessing in disguise. And then there's an alignment here as well with Uranus. So this is something sudden, something unexpected, and very monetary. But then we've got Pisces as well. There's this great alignment happening with Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Now remember, guys, I do sidereal astrology, okay? Sidereal astrology. This is when it was within the alignment of NASA. This is where the stars and the planets are now, because they've shifted. Western is a lie. It's not the truth anymore. The squares are the same. The oppositions are the same. The house placements are the same. So July of 2026 is the tipping point. And I've always said to you guys that, and I've been doing this, you can look back in the history of my TikToks, the 2026 and 2027 is a tipping point of humanity. It begins in 2025. Well, that's all the AI stuff happening, right? Now, I think, because it's Uranus, it's so unpredictable. I do believe it has to do with AI. It's a sudden change shift because of an invention that's kind of like released. You know, they release it there. They've known about it for a while. And it changes our monetary system. And suddenly we don't have to work. And there's like this universal everything, universal healthcare, universal wages. But what is it going to do? It's going to force us to commune, to entertain each other, to do it not because we want to make money, not because we want to make a living, not because we want more, but we'll be able to barter. You see, we'll be able to barter. And so I could have a bigger house. I could have a nicer car. I could have a garden. I can have vacations. It depends on what I have to barter. And if you can, like, I can still do my astrology because I can help people get a greater peace of mind. I can help them find their spiritual soul self where they can use their mission and their gifts and why they were born and what they were to do. And now we have to make money doing that, but we won't have to then. And you'll still want to live up to your mission because this thing that's going to be coming in April of 2026, it's going to make you recognize that the after this life is so important that you're not going to want to fuck up this life. You're going to want to make sure you're doing what you're meant to do. And that's what I like because I can still do my job, help people find that mission because it's going to be so important to them. There's still going to be non-believers, but not many. What do you think?